students. In embedded system course, I was discussing about 8051 microcontroller, and in 8051 microcontroller I discussed the features, the packaging types and the basic components of 8051 microcontroller. So the next topic that I am going to discuss in 8051 microcontroller is the architecture part. So I'll be discussing about everything, every register and everything of the 8051 microcontroller, that is the architecture part. But before discussing the architecture part, I will discuss the memory organization of 8051 microcontroller, which is necessary for better understanding of the architecture part. So first you need to know the memory organization of 8051 microcontroller, then only you can understand the architecture part. So before starting the memory organization, I would like to discuss few important points like the the 8051 family of microcontrollers that I skipped while I was discussing the evolution of 8051 microcontroller, or the history of microcontrollers. I skipped that part. So here I'll be discussing about this the 8051 family of microcontrollers. So this 8051 became widely popular after Intel allowed other manufacturers to make and market any version of 8051 they want, with the condition that those versions remain code compatible with the 8051. So this has led to many versions of 8051 with different speeds and amounts of on-chip RAM marketed by more than half a dozen manufacturers. So they are all compatible. These all versions are compatible with the original 8051 as far as the instructions are concerned. And by compatible, what I'm trying to say, it means that if you write your program for one version, it will run on any of them regardless of the manufacturer. So 8051 is the original member of the 8051 family, and Intel refers to it as MCS51. So 8051 is the original member of the 8051 family, and Intel refers to it as MCS51. Other members of the 8051 family there are two other members in the 8051 family of microcontrollers. They are 8052 and 8031. So these family members, obviously they have different speeds, different amount of on-chip ROM, etc. So here I have shown in this slide the features of all the 8051, 8052 and 8031 microcontrollers. These microcontrollers are code compatible. As you can see here, if you compare 8051 and 8052, you will get to see that 8051 is a subset of 8052. Therefore all programs written for 8051 will run on 8052, but the reverse is not true. So these are the features of the 8051 family of microcontrollers. And then if you see 8031 chip, this chip is often referred to as ROM-less 8051. Why ROM-less? Because it has 0 kilobytes of on-chip ROM. You can see it has 0 kilobytes of on-chip ROM. So 8051 has an on-chip ROM of 4 kilobytes, as I have discussed in the features part of 8051 microcontroller. That when I was discussing the features of 8051 microcontroller, I discussed there that the on-chip ROM of 8051 microcontroller is 4 kilobytes. So the other two family members of 8051 microcontroller, like 8052, it has on-chip ROM of 8 kilobyte, whereas 8031 has 0 kilobyte of on-chip ROM. So to use this 8031 chip, we must add external ROM to it, and this external ROM must contain the program that 8031 will fetch and execute. So here you can see the features of 8051, 8052, 8031. These are the family of 8051 microcontrollers. Now next, that although the 8051 is the most popular member of 8051 family, as I've told you, but you will not see 8051 in the part number. This is because 8051 is available in different memory types such as UV EEPROM, then flash. We have this flash memory also, flash ROM, and NVRAM. NVRAM. So 8051 is available in different memory types, and all of which have part number. So in the part number part you cannot see 8051, depending upon the memory the 8051 is using, depending upon that the part number is there. So the UV EEPROM version of 8051 is the 8751. 8751. The flash ROM version is marketed by many companies including Atmel Corporation and Dallas Semiconductor. The Atmel Flash 8051, that is the flash ROM version of 8051 marketed by the Atmel company, is called AT89C51. This is the part number, while Dallas Semiconductor calls their 8051, that is flash 8051, to be DS89C4x0, or this is the part number. So the NVRAM version of 8051 made by Dallas Semiconductor is called DS5000. So there is also an OTP, that is one-time programmable version of 8051 made by various manufacturers. So there is also an OTP type version of 8051. So this is about the version of 8051 microcontrollers. Next, I'm going to discuss about the memory organization of 8051 microcontroller. So why I have discussed this families of 8051, because when I will be discussing the memory organization, there I will be using the term 8052 or 8031. So you should know what is 8052 or 8031, or what are the modern versions of 8051. So you should know this thing, or this terms may not create any confusion. That's why I have discussed this family of microcontrollers of 8051. Now, memory organization of 8051, almost all microcontrollers including 8051 microcontroller implement Harvard architecture. That I've already discussed, that 8051 microcontroller implement Harvard architecture. Harvard architecture, which means 8051 microcontroller memory is separated in program memory and data memory. The program memory of 8051 microcontroller is used for storing the program to be executed, that is instructions, and the data memory on the other hand is used for storing temporary variable data and intermediate results. So 8051 microcontroller has both internal ROM and internal RAM. And if the internal memory is inadequate, you can add external memory using suitable circuits. So what is ROM RAM? Again I am discussing, as I have told you, that 8051 microcontroller implements Harvard architecture, which means there is separate program memory and data memory. Program memory is called ROM, which stores the instructions, and data memory is called RAM, which stores the intermediate results or variables for temporary purpose. And 8051 microcontroller has internal ROM, means on-chip ROM, and on-chip RAM. And if the internal memory, that is if the internal on-chip ROM or on-chip RAM is inadequate, we can add external memory, that is external RAM or external ROM, using suitable circuits. That is, we can use the interfacing circuits. So next, coming to, let's discuss what is the program memory and how the program memory is present in the 8051 microcontroller. So as I've told you, in 8051 microcontroller, the code or instructions to be executed are stored in the program memory, which is also called as ROM of the microcontroller. So in 8051 microcontroller, the code or instructions to be executed are stored in the program memory. That is, program is stored in the program memory, which is also called as ROM of the microcontroller, that I have told you. Now the original 8051 microcontroller by Intel has 4 kilobytes of internal ROM that I have discussed. Now some variants of 8051 like 8031 and 8032 series does not have internal ROM, that I have discussed, that 8031 is called zero, that is chipless ROM, that is here I have discussed that 8031 is called 0 kilobytes, it has 0 kilobytes of ROM, so it is also called as 0 kilobytes of on-chip ROM, or it is referred to as ROMless 8051. It is referred to as ROMless 8051, 8031. So these variants does not have internal ROM and must be interfaced with external program memory with instructions loaded in it in 8031 case. And whereas almost all modern 8051 microcontrollers like 8052 series have 8 kilobytes of internal ROM in the form of flash memory and provide the option of reprogramming the memory. I have already told you that 8052 has 8 kilobytes of internal ROM. Now we'll talk about the original 8051 here only. So I'll be discussing about the original 8051 program memory in my next lecture. I'm ending this class here. Thank you.